Let's Vamonos.
Hi, my name is Joanna Lopez, owner of Texas Premium Financial Services. We are here to offer the community our bookkeeping services, CFO services, and tax preparation for your business. If you have any questions regarding the services, please give us a call at 832-990-0403. Thank you.
Hey everybody, this is Let's Vamonos and I'm your host Desiree. I'm super excited today. We are at a different location, different spot, but we're here at the Ironworks building next to the Segundo Coffee Lab Cafe. We are super excited for this episode today, and we want to also thank our sponsors, Texas Premium Financial Services. If you're needing any help with any bookkeeping services, tax services, definitely reach out to them. They can definitely help you. So we're thankful for them. And then we also want to thank our wonderful Sam Rios, who is our behind the scenes girl, who is helping produce in this episode today with the Yellow Management. Go follow them on IG. She can help you with all your virtual assistant needs for your small business. So definitely check her out, send her a DM, or send me a DM, and we can connect. We are also still celebrating Women's History Month. So as a reminder, I am a Very Fab ambassador, if you did not know, and if you are wanting to treat a woman that inspires you this month, please go do so and buy her some chocolate dipped strawberries. They are the best. I love them. I've had them. I would definitely gift them to a wonderful woman out there that inspires me. So I would recommend you do that too. And don't forget as well, please follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and IG so you won't miss any of our new episodes that are coming up. We're excited about all of the new episodes. We had a break last week, which was, it felt like a month, but it was only a week. And so yeah. And we also still have opportunities for marketing and advertisement for your small business. So if you're interested, you can get advertising and marketing with us for as low as $20 an episode for the next quarter. So we have 2 spots available. So if you're interested in being a part of the Let's Vamonos show, you can definitely come on with us. Send us a message, email, DM, all those things. But we're going to get started today. We're going to talk about the community events. We've got a lot of things going on for the community events today, or this week, the rest of this month. I cannot believe that we're already halfway through the month. If you do not know, today is Wednesday, and every Wednesday at Axelrad, they have Jazz and Steak Night. Every Wednesday with the Shop Local Night Market, and they have great steaks, a Mexican steaks. That's the steak guy. He's awesome, Leo. He makes great steaks. Also, every Saturday and Sunday, Shop Local Market is at the Houston Farmers Market. So if you're interested in supporting small business on the weekend, go out to the Houston Farmers Market and get some produce. You can help support the local vendors out there. They have small businesses of all kinds. So that's definitely a great thing to do this weekend. And then this weekend, Sunday, Carbach is having a farmers market event with Shop Local Market. So they are going to have vendors, food trucks, family friendly. It's free, y'all. There's going to be live music. It's just a great opportunity for you and the family to go out and have a Sunday fun day. So definitely a lot of things going on. But next week, something really exciting is happening that I'm a part of. So as some of y'all know, I'm a part of the Houston Latina Collaborative. And we are having our first annual March Mixer, which is going to be at Axelrad. And we are going to be able to connect and network with fellow Latinas that are in the area, creatives, entrepreneurs, educators, generational breakers, gen breakers I call them, all those types of genres of folks out there that are wanting to connect with us. So I'm super excited because it's going to be the first event for Houston Latina Collaborative since it's kind of come about. And I'm a part of that, so I'm really excited about that. So I will be there. So if you want to come meet me, come see me, or just connect with me, I will be there on Tuesday next week. And also, we do have a new sponsor that we're going to be sharing next week. I'm super excited about. I won't say who it is just yet, but they will be sponsoring our trending topics next week. And also, we're going to go ahead and introduce our guest today, which is Manny Barba, the owner of Las Delicias Mexicanas. So also a long childhood friend. So we're going to move the camera around because this is live, y'all. This is what we do. And we're going to welcome our guest, Manny. say hello.
Hey, Des, how's it going?
Good, good. I'm so excited to have you. Like, I'm just, this has been a long time coming. We have talked
Almost 3
since
years.
3 years
Yeah.
about talking about your journey, talking about how far you've come, and just sharing a little bit about you. I know some people probably know a little bit about you in person, but we're going to share it on the interwebs, as they like to say. But we like to break the ice and bring our guests on and talk about trending topics, because there's all kinds of things to talk about. I asked you earlier if you watch TV, you're like, no.
You know, as much as I like to watch TV, I just don't have time for it. But
Yes.
I do enjoy it.
Yes. So some of the trending topics I wanted to talk about today, I did kind of consider some of your business that you do. So if y'all don't know, Las Delicias Mexicanas provides candy, piñatas, party supplies. What else?
We have micheladas. We have carne seca, which is a Mexican version of beef jerky. I think you covered it. I mean, we basically do
It's like a
Mexican candy, and a lot of it's geared more towards the fiestas, the birthday parties, and stuff like that. However, here soon, I'm going to start busting a bunch of bags open and selling a lot of individual candy. So
Stay tuned.
Yeah, that'll be coming soon.
So, and that note, I guess on that mark, we're going to talk about a couple favorite people of mine. So, Eva Longoria, you said you like Eva Longoria.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Fellow
pretty cool.
Texan.
Fellow Texan, yes. So she's actually got a new show coming out called Finding Mexico, which is going to be on CNN. It's going to launch this Sunday. Y'all, I don't get paid for this stuff. I'm just sharing. I just love who she is and what she represents, and also learning more about the culture, my homeland, my mother's homeland, my family's homeland. As some of y'all know, I wasn't born in Mexico, but I love my culture, period, end of story. So I'm excited to watch that because it's going to be about food too. I love food. So another thing we wanted to talk about and kind of do a shout out is Bruce Willis turned 69 this week, and he is the Die Hard legend, the Die Hard movie legend. As some of y'all might know, that he's gone through some health issues, and so we just wanted to do a shout out and say happy birthday, feliz cumpleaños. But moving forward, one of the big things I wanted to talk about for this trending topics was Chris Hemsworth just posted a picture of his wife smashing his kid's head into their birthday cake. So the question is, have you ever had your head smashed into a cake?
Man, I've had my head smashed into cakes. I've smashed head into cakes. I don't even know who started that tradition or what, but it's a fun one. Not if you're the one getting smashed, but it's all fun and games.
Yes, yes. So, funny story. I have never had my head smashed to a cake. I will make sure you're not at my birthday party.
I was about to say, I'm coming to your next birthday party.
No. But when we went to Mexico when I was like a kid, my cousins were having a birthday, and I saw her head get smashed into a birthday cake. And I was like, it like rocked my world. I was like, what just happened? Like,
traumatized your life.
Yes, traumatized for life. I was like, why did they just do that? And the cake was also, the one thing I remember about the cake is it had some creepy clown on it too. And I was like, oh God, no. So I thought that was funny. A lot of people are giving her some, wonderful internet hate about she shouldn't be doing that, I think it's a cultural thing. That's why, as Latinos, I'm sure a lot of Latinos that respond are probably like, what? We know we've done that before. That's not that big of a deal, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like, whatever. But recently, I have seen people that have had their heads smashed into a cake, and now we go all out with these cakes, right?
Yeah.
And they put these stands inside the cakes to hold up the layers. And a woman almost lost her eye because she had her head smashed into it, and it had one of those little sticks to hold the cake layers.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
So if you're gonna smash someone's face in, make sure there's no sticks, or
make sure it's a Kroger cake.
Yeah, make sure it's a Kroger cake, a flat cake, not a double layered cake. So yeah, custom cake like they have out there. So I really feel like that whole topic probably was a little bit people giving her shade because of it. People were like, don't you want to eat the cake? Well, I'm sure they ate the cake still. I mean, like, it is what it
always
is.
did.
Yeah, it's like...
I don't even think it was an issue until COVID.
Right,
You know?
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So, another thing to make you feel old, another birthday that's coming up or that has happened already, CD-ROMs, compact discs, have turned 40 this year, which I turned 40 last year, and you're already in your 40s too. Sorry, just to let everybody know, if anybody was wondering. So I was like, oh my God, that made me feel so old.
I had no idea. When you told me that earlier, I was like, what? I was like, I remember tapes and I don't really remember 8-track, but I knew what they were, obviously. We never had any, but
Right.
the tapes were always a thing until like maybe like early, teen years or something like
Yeah.
that, and then CD-ROMs became a thing. But
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had no idea.
Also, if y'all have any questions for us, please drop them down below. We will get to them as soon as we can. I'm going to check to see if I've seen any questions right now coming through. Oh my goodness, there's a bunch of people that have joined. So thank y'all so much for joining. But yeah, definitely drop some questions down below so we can, answer them. Get all the cheeseman, get all the info, right? What do they want to know about you? They want to know all the deets.
Ask them.
We won't dig too hard though. But let me just look at my notes, and Sam's helping me out as well. So if you are not following Las Delicias Mexicanas, you can go follow them on IG, and then on Facebook.
We have Facebook. We have TikTok. I currently have YouTube and Pinterest and all this other stuff, but I don't even know the passwords yet. So.
Somebody's saying something right here. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, Abby's on here.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get to. So the guy that's working on my e-commerce store.
There you go.
He's the one that's creating all these different Twitter, YouTube. I mean, he's gonna do all of it, handle all of it.
That's awesome.
But we're almost completely done with the e-commerce, so it's actually already up and going. But we're at the beginnings of it. Not everything's on there yet. I have maybe like 300 and some change items.
Yeah.
That you can order from now.
Wow. I know this has been a long time coming for you, because I know you had mentioned that. I remember when you first started the Pasadena location.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So thank you, Abby, for coming on here. If y'all don't know, Abby's his wife, his wonderful wife, and she's on here supporting, so we really appreciate that. She's also been super supportive of me as well, so I appreciate that. She said, hi, y'all. So yeah, definitely drop some comments. We'll get to them as we can. And but we always like to start our interviews, which, like I said, this is not really an interview, it's a conversation, right? With a fun fact. So do you have a fun fact that maybe I might not know, or people that you wouldn't think, like, right off the bat about yourself that you would like to share?
I'm going to give you two.
Okay.
So,
I'm ready.
The first fun fact is that, and this is something that I would have never, it came to me once I actually did started the store.
Uh-huh.
But when I was a kid, the very first money that I ever made, and when I say made money, I didn't really make money, but it was change, and I learned how to deal with money early on. I think I was like 7, 8-ish, somewhere around there. I lived in an apartment complex in Baytown, and I would sell candy.
Right.
Never in my lifetime would I've ever thought that would have ended up being my profession, right? Or my career, or whatever you want to call it. But I would sell candy. We lived upstairs in an apartment complex, and my mom would take me to Sam's Warehouse, and I'd buy the big jugs of candy. Yeah. And I started off selling Cool Cups. You know what those are? I used to freeze Kool-Aid in the styrofoam and push them up, flip them upside down, and just eat them like that. Yeah. We called them Cool Cups back in the day. I don't know what the kids are calling them these days. But I don't even know if that's still a thing.
If they still, if they have.
But they need to go back to it. Those are good. It's about to be hot. So anyway, I used to sell those for 25 cents. And then I would sell the bubble gum, the blow pops, and all this other stuff. And I used to sit at the end of my stairwell, at the top of it. And I would have all of the candy jugs, all up along the side. So the kids walking down, walking on the sidewalks or whatever would be able to see it. And they'd come up and buy the candy. Yeah. So that's one.
Okay.
The other one, I was kind of hesitant to share because as a salesman, it's probably not in my best interest. But I'm going to give you all the soap out right now.
Okay.
So
let's hear it.
I'm not very big into candy. I'm not a candy person. Like, I don't really like sweets that much, right?
Okay.
But I guess it's a good thing, because then that means I'm not
eating
all my stuff.
partaking in it, gaining all the pounds.
Yeah.
So those are good fun facts.
Yeah.
I really, so I kind of knew about the first one because, like I said, we grew up together.
Yeah.
So I know specifically in junior high, I think you were selling candy out of the school. Were you doing it in high school too?
No, not in high school.
Not in high school.
No.
But I know maybe pretty much in junior high that was kind of the thing. Candy was also like junior high then is different now. Like now the kids can't even eat a bag of chips in the classroom.
Really?
But at least at the school my son goes to.
Yeah.
But I remember like in our junior high we had a lot of fun. We
have drinks. I mean, we had the soda machines and the candy machine,
like
or the snack machines all over the school.
It was just kind of like part of our life.
Yeah.
And now they don't let you do nothing. So unfortunately, yeah, I know, right? So let me make sure I'm not missing any questions. Loved the candy. I've been wanting to go visit. I need some candy in my life. Yes. I really appreciate y'all coming in and chiming in on us.
Hey, Blanca.
And if you're watching this, you can watch this live from any of our platforms. So IG, Facebook, YouTube, all those things. So we really appreciate y'all chiming in and joining us today. So tell us a little bit about the background of Las Delicias Mexicanas. Like, how long has it been around?
So unofficially, we've been around since like the late 99, early 2000s. My parents used to be teachers, and eventually they both basically just took their pension at the time and invested it all into candy. And at the time, my mom also invested it into an invitation store. Like she did handmade invitations.
Oh yeah.
So that lasted about 3 years, but we didn't know at the time that the candy was going to take off the way that it did. And so eventually my mom stopped doing the invitation stuff so she could help out my dad,
right,
you know, to expand the business. So initially we started the business out of basically our house. Like I remember our house in Baytown used to be filled with like baskets and baskets of traditional Mexican candy.
Yes.
And like all of my friends used to come over and be like, holy crap, like dude, like what do y'all got going on in here?
Yes. Yes.
And so after a few years, I think it was 2006, my dad got a brick and mortar store, which is the original Las Delicias in the Heights, off of Airline.
Off of Airline, yes.
Yeah. And so,
or some may call North Side.
Maybe.
I
guess because on the north side of downtown.
Yeah, there's a lot of topics about that, but we won't go into that.
Okay. I don't know. I personally don't consider it north side, but
right,
you know, whatever. Right. So, so we opened up the store there, and we officially became. I mean, we were Las Delicias, right? Like as a DBA, all the way up until 2008.
Oh wow!
And that's when we LLC'd.
Oh wow!
You know,
okay.
So that's something that a lot of people don't know, but yeah.
So you made it official in 2008.
In 2008, but we'd already been around since, like I said, at the end of '99. Mm-hmm. So it took a while, and back then I think it was just out of. I guess just out of my parents not really knowing
the process on how to start a
like we just
small
knew
business.
We could sell the candy and it was selling really well, but the whole legalities and all that stuff, which I imagine like a lot of people that are starting off in business really don't know, and you don't know unless you ask or unless you know somebody that
or somebody
knows
tells you or
exactly.
wants to help you out.
Yeah. So you know now. In doing this for so long, I find it one of my purposes is to teach a lot of the people that come into my store that are starting businesses and stuff like that, or the dulce picosito that everybody likes, and the micheladas and all that stuff. Like just recently, I helped a guy who won first place at the Michelada Festival, El Músico, which is a brand that I carry at my store.
Shout out.
Yeah, come get it. We just started carrying it again because he didn't have a manufacturer's license, and most people don't. So I kind of know how to navigate through those waters, and I was able to help him get his. I mean, he had to put in his part, but he did it.
Yeah.
And now he's in, fully legal, and
and selling all of his product, even expanding.
Yeah.
Being able to expand his product.
And so to elaborate a little bit more on the history of it, we lasted just with the first store for a long time, because another thing that a lot of people don't know is that I used to be in real estate.
Right.
I used to work for Coldwell Banker for a little while. So I took a hiatus from Las Delicias for a good while. Like you know, I went off to college and came back, and I did real estate. And, you know, eventually, about a little less than 2.5 years ago, I told my dad that I wanted to open up a store.
Right.
And he was just like,
Thank
that was
God.
like what he wanted to hear
So-
from the moment he started the business.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
That one of his, you know, some of his kids actually wanted to like partake in the business.
Yes, to help.
Yeah. And so that's all she wrote. And then ever
Yeah.
since then, like, God's
and so
been
that
great.
was like what, in 2020 when you
Yeah,
kind
2020, November 7th of 2020, we
Yeah.
opened up the first or the second location.
And I always remember that because it was the day after my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember going to the grand opening.
Yeah.
And I like got to say hi really quick, and then I ended up doing some birthday stuff. But
Yeah.
that was really cool to be able to be a part of that and see that, and then also just to see y'all grow. And I wanted to share also, one of the things I love about the store or the concept is the fact that you do offer opportunities for other small businesses to come in and sell their candy or their, you know, the carne seca that I love. He knows, like, I'm a huge fan of the carne seca that they sell there. So if you haven't tried it, go check it out. Go to one of the stores. And then also the micha mix and all that. So I love that. That's one of the things that I really think is so cool that you're helping. Yeah, yes, you have a candy store, but you're also supporting some of the small business community. So I think that's really cool. I really like that. Let me make sure we aren't missing any comments. Are you going to keep this up on your feed? Yes. So if you are watching and are not able to finish watching for whatever reason, we will be sharing this episode throughout this week. So we'll be sharing all of the clips and also the full episode as well. Be able to see on Facebook or YouTube, so you can watch it again later. And I always say it on Fridays, I put it forever on the feed, so you'll be able to watch the full episode in its entirety. So yes, they're excited that maybe they got to go back to lunch or those things. So yes, thank y'all so much for asking those questions. Moving forward, though, one of the things I also wanted to know about you in general, or about being a business entrepreneur, is, let me see, let me get my questions here. I've got a little cheat sheet over here, guys. Let me see. Maybe. Well, you kind of answered it, which was, did you ever see yourself working in the family business? Which was no.
No, not at all. Like, my passion is actually real estate.
Right.
And so I was just like dead set on that, but then I had a couple things that happened in my life that deviated me from that. And so I got to a very low point in my life where I was trying to figure myself out, trying to figure out, like, okay, like, where do I go from here? As I'm sure, like, a lot of people, you know, like, they're, you know, especially like people our age come to like midlife crisis or whatever. Like, holy shit, like, what's going on? Like, I need to figure out my life.
Yeah.
So that happened for me right before I opened the store. Like I said, I was going through a tough time in my life, and luckily God's been on my side, and everything opened up, and you know.
It's kind of like one of those things too. I know what you mean when you were talking about like trying to figure out your life, right? So it's one of those things when it's like you're wanting to go this way, right? And you're like saying, I'm going to go this way. But then God is telling you, no, you're going this way. And I'm going to show you why you're going to go this way. And I'm a big believer, y'all, as well as like once you let go and stop resisting,
Yep.
and just let it be and let it flow and just listen and manifest and all those things, you will see things that you've never even seen before. Like
Exactly.
just in everyday kind of stuff, you'd be like, oh my God, these are signs that I'm being sent, and I didn't even realize that signs are coming to me. But when you start listening and slowing down a little bit and realizing, hey, okay, I'm going to let go and I'm not going to resist so much.
Yeah. And the beautiful part is whenever you look back a little bit later, and you're like, now you're able to see it as testimony, you know, not so much like hopes and dreams and whatnot, you know what I mean? But it starts to come to fruition, and that's the cool part. That's the really cool part. But it takes that letting go, right? Letting go and just being like, okay, like, I need to listen to what God is saying, because His plans aren't always our plans.
Yes.
So.
And you never know also where, like they say, a small business or this particular part of your journey will lead you to. And I mean, just as far as knowing you, I know you've met some amazing people through this journey. You know,
no
you've
doubt.
connected with a lot of people.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
That I would have never, ever rub elbows with.
Right,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So, is there something that you pride yourself? Oh wait, there's a train, y'all. So we're gonna take a little train break here because if y'all don't know, we are here in the East End. We're in the East End live, and there is trains. We love them. It's like Baytown.
It's a love-hate.
It's like Baytown though, because the trains are everywhere in Baytown. Well, Old Baytown, as we like to call it, Old Baytown. But let me see if there's any questions here. She goes, I'm trying to, but I'm at work. She was asked, that's what she was asking. If we're going to keep it on the feed. That's hilarious.
Shout out to Dora.
Yes, thank you
Dora
so much for coming in.
Follow her.
For chiming in and sharing. I think it's gone. Okay,
Yeah.
So.
Not like Baytown.
Well,
Baytown's trains last like 30 minutes.
Well, don't jinx us. But one of the things about your stores and you have 3 locations. So if you don't know, we had put them up here. There was the locations. We'll put Abby's helping us out here. There's the locations that you can find the stores at. But what is one of the things that you pride yourself about Las Delicias Mexicanas that kind of sets you apart from, like, say, other, candy stores?
There's actually a few things. So one of the things that a lot of people don't know, maybe some of the people that I've actually educated personally about, that come into the store, because when I'm there, I love to engage with customers and if they have any questions or whatever it may be, I like to help out.
Right.
So a lot of people don't know that there's 2 versions of Mexican candy. There's the made for exportation, which is made to be shipped here.
Okay.
Right, and then there's the made to be consumed in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So I believe, I mean, don't quote me on this, but I think that we're the only candy company that specifically specializes in bringing in the actual Mexican candy that's to be made, to be consumed in Mexico. I've gone to a few, I don't frequent them all the time, but the times that I have seen them, I see that it's easier to bring them across the border. It's less costly, less of a headache, because customs is kind of like, all right, just go on through, because they're already packaged, labeled, and everything else ready to be brought here.
Right.
So that's our niche,
Okay.
And so, you can't really fool a lot of Hispanics that are from down in Mexico, because they know what they know. They know the flavors, and not even just them, because I have some Anglo-American friends who have actually commented on, one of my buddies, Kyle, he bought a bag of the mango lollipops at a Walmart one time, I think off of Freeport Street. And he was like, hey, why does these lollipops not taste like the ones from your store? And I had to explain to him. He's like, makes sense.
Yeah.
So not everything is like that, but there are quite a few things where, like, different colorants, different ingredients, different sugars, are taken out specifically because customs will not allow
it.
Yeah. Or if they do allow it, they got to go through it with a fine-tooth comb and so on and so forth. So we don't cut that corner, you know what I mean? Because we believe in what we want to bring is the traditional Mexican candy.
Yeah,
or a Mexican candy store.
Right.
So that's one of them. The other thing is I like to try to cater to people, like if there's something in the store, or if there's something that we don't have in the store and that they want, I do my best. I can't always make it happen, but I do my best to try to bring it for them. Because more than likely, if they're looking for it, somebody else is looking for it too.
Right.
And they just didn't ask the question, but maybe the next time they show up, boom, it's on the counter or it's on the shelf or whatever, right? So that's another thing that we do that sets us apart. And then obviously, like, you've been to my stores, and I'm sure like a lot of people have seen on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, whatever. The inside of the store, like, it's more of an experience. It's not just like your typical Mexican candy store. Because I have a little bit of competition in Pasadena.
Yeah.
And not to toot my own horn, but they're not as pretty as mine. But we do get a lot of compliments on how clean the store is.
Yeah.
People love it. The organization, and it's the way it's set up. Yeah, people really like it.
It's definitely an experience, I would have to say. It's fun being in your stores. It's fun because it's actually one of those things, like, when you go into the store, you don't want to leave. Like, you want to look at everything. You want to, like, see all the things.
And there's a lot of stuff to look through.
And there's a lot of stuff to look through, yes. I love the murals as well. The Live en la Vida Dulce. mural that you'll have, and then I haven't seen it in person, the one that's at the new one, but I love it because it's the Mayan. Is it
more
the Mayan?
Cultural, yeah.
More cultural, yeah.
I was gonna touch on that earlier, but I figured we get to it when you were talking about Eva Longoria and going to Mexico and like exploring all this like the food culture and just the culture itself. So that was kind of like the vision behind the second mural. The first one was just a very like, hey, this is a candy shop, whatever, right? And when we did that one, I didn't have the foresight to see, or the vision yet, to really see that I wanted to eventually franchise the business, and I wanted it to expand. And each one kind of looks similar, like, you know, somewhat similar as the other one, or the others.
Right.
And so I wanted to incorporate a mural at each and every one of them that encompasses like different regions of Mexico, and different themes of Mexico, all cultural.
Yes.
Right? And so that's where we're headed with it.
Oh.
And I also like to use local Houston artists,
Yes.
local Hispanic Houston artists. And not to exclude anybody else, but because we're keeping it cultural,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
that's what that's about. So the last one that was painted was through a group of guys. It's actually two twin brothers, Arturo, Yayo, Barba, and they came in and painted it, and we became buddies. You know, they're artists, local artists here in Houston, and I've been wanting to go to one of their events. I just haven't had the time because of the whole rodeo thing and everything else. But I'm definitely going to make some time. I know they went through a bit of some hardships. I think.
Yes,
you know,
they were.
right?
They were part of that fire, right? The
Winter Studios.
Winter Studios. Stereo.
But fortunately, I think they've had a little bit of help. I think the mayor stepped in and kind of helped them out a little bit. Yeah, Sylvester Turner came in, and I'm not exactly sure what they ended up doing with it, but I think they gave them some, I guess some funds, a grant or something like that. So.
Thank you, Mama. Mom's over here giving me notes. Yeah, I love that idea about you really seeing the foresight of the future of your stores and adding that cultural aspect as well, because that's our, you know, this is your brand, right? This is your business, and so I think that's really cool that you're really being thoughtful about it as well. It's not like, oh, like you said, oh, I'm just going to open up a candy store, right?
Oh, no, I wake up thinking about what it is I need to do every single day, and I go to sleep thinking about it. You know, like I eat, breathe, sleep this stuff. So.
No, I understand. I'm the exact same way as well. For those that are starting businesses right now, that are specifically small businesses, is there anything that you would like to share with them to say, hey, you know, kind of one of those things like, I wish I would have known this then, that, you know, what I know now? Is there any, like, some tips that you would like to give to those small business entrepreneurs out there?
Ask questions. Find a mentor. Go to networking events, because there's already a lot of people who've done the things that you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. And there's also a lot of people, me being one of them, that like to freely give out the information. I feel like it's kind of like my duty to do so, you know. It's too much of a beautiful thing to keep it for yourself. Mm-hmm. So if there's ever anybody that needs any assistance as far as, you know, who to go to, what agency to get certain permits or whatever, you know, all of the legalities of it, like, there's so many people out there that have already done this stuff. Like, you don't have to go and try to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to put it all on your shoulders and try to make it happen, because it's hard. Yeah. You know, and even with the mentorship, like, because you still have to put in the work. That's the end. At the end of the day, like, you have to do it. Yeah. You know, like, I could put it up here for you, but, like, I'm not going to do it for you. You know what I mean? But I'll give you all the information. I'll give you the blueprint. Yeah. You just have to do it. Yeah, exactly. But exactly. That's the main thing. Yeah. Like,
and that I think that's awesome. So now you put it out there, so now everybody's going to be messaging you.
I'm cool with it. Especially if you got something to put in my store.
Ah, there you go. I love that. But yeah, that's great advice, great tips. That asking the questions, I think I talked about this before, this particular topic about, as Latinos, we tend to not ask for help because we're so prideful. Yeah.
Hispanic, Latinos, we're prideful people.
Yeah, and so we're like, oh, we'll figure it out ourselves, because, you know, we always just try to figure it out ourselves. But at the same time, it is good to ask for help and to ask questions and do all those things. And speaking of questions, let me see if I'm missing any questions here. I don't see anything. No. But yeah, if y'all have any questions for Manny, please drop them down below and we'll get to them as we can. I'm not that I'm out of questions, but I definitely want people to engage with us and ask maybe some questions that I wouldn't think of, because I do ask a lot of questions, but it's always fun to kind of get some engagement from our viewers out there. Earlier you said your candy wasn't really, Mexican candy isn't really your thing.
No, candy in general.
Oh, candy in general.
Mexican
okay.
candy definitely is my thing, but not to consume it.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying, to eat it. So, my favorite Mexican candy though, because I've gone to the store and spent like almost $100. Every time I've gone, I'm like, why do I spend so much money here? And then, it's, what is it, the little sandias with the
watermelon lollipops?
The watermelon lollipops.
Those are like one of the most iconic. Between that and the paleta payaso, I think those are the two most iconic Mexican candies.
And but that's what I also remember growing up eating as a kid.
Yeah.
Was those types of those Mexican candies. Those were my favorite.
As everybody used to call them, Lucas suckers.
Lucas suckers.
The Lucas suckers, but they have nothing to do
They
with
don't
Lucas.
have Lucas. Yeah.
They just have the chili powder,
No,
so they just what everybody correlated.
Okay, so random question. Is Lucas a Mexican brand?
It was.
Okay.
It was. It hasn't been for a very long time. Everybody just assumes that it is because it was.
Okay.
So the company Mars, which does obviously Mars bars, Three Musketeers, Snickers, all that stuff.
Yeah.
They're a Chicago-based company.
Okay.
They bought it out years back. If you look on the back of it, even though it actually comes from Mexico, it's kind of like Ford.
Right.
Like
yeah.
a lot of the Ford manufacturing stuff is in Mexico, but then it's assembled here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing.
Abby called you out and she says he will eat some carne seca.
I will.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's not candy.
That's not candy.
That's not
yeah. Yeah, I understand that. But yes, the carne seca is really good. Let me make sure I'm not missing any questions. I don't know. We're kind of like we're on a slight delay, so I don't see anything new. Hey, Sam, if you see any questions, let me know. Or my mom. You see any questions? No? Okay, cool. Just making sure. But other than that, I think that's it. We really appreciate y'all coming on here and joining us. And we will, like I said, we'll be sharing the interview later on, and we'll hopefully be able to get some bits and pieces to y'all, and then full interview later on Friday. And then if you want to connect with Manny, somebody did post a question. Does he make any of the candy?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
We actually have our own brand, which is Las Delicias Mexicanas. That's how we started the business. We ventured out into like all brands a few years, well, not even a few years. I think like right when we LLC'd, but when we actually opened up the very first location in the Heights, it was only our brand. But we quickly realized that we needed to fill up a lot more shelf space. And at that time we had like 1,000 square foot, and we still have it. It's like only 1,000 square feet. And it is very hard to fill 1,000 square feet with just traditional Mexican candy. As you see at both of my stores now, it only covers 2 main tables at the center of the stores, and everything else is every other brand of candy.
Right.
So to answer your question, yes, we have the traditional Mexican candy is our brand, and we've been dealing with that since '99.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So we're getting a couple questions in. We're seeing them. Thank you, Sam, for helping us. How do you balance business life and family life? That's a good question.
It is. So first and foremost, I have to give a shout out to my wife, because she's super supportive. Like super supportive. If she wasn't as supportive as she has been, like there's no way I could do it. There's times when I have to go, like, stay late, like when I opened up this other store here, this last one, the third one. I mean, I'd leave the house at 7, 8 in the morning. I wouldn't get home till like 9 or 10 every single day. 0 days off, 7 days a week.
And just so y'all know, he has a new baby too, so that's
so
the reason why he's saying that.
Yeah, exactly, because it's like, man, like my wife was left to tend to both of our kids, like that whole time, and she works her job, which is I would say 9 to 5, but it's more like 8 to 5 every single day as well, So like we were able to, and because of our parents, and we've had a lot of support.
Yeah.
And I do my best when I'm at home to basically do anything and everything that I can to help. So.
I think she appreciates that. I know, as a person that is a creative and doing odd things, right? Things that are out of the norm, right? Having that support system is very, beneficial. Like, you know, you have to have that support system in your relationship, in your life, because without it, like, I have my mom, I have my husband, I have the people that I surround myself with as well, and so it makes a huge difference. So if people aren't supporting you out there, get them out.
Find the people that will.
Find the people that will, yes. So yes, that's a great question. I got another one here popped up. When is the next community event you will be in?
Community event.
Like maybe like a networking event, or?
So, I will definitely be at the next NHPO event. I haven't seen anything pop up as to when they're going to have it, but they have one every single month. I like to do a lot of stuff with Get on the magazine, like when they throw events. I definitely support Ben Mendez and all of his mariachi festival stuff. Anytime he has an event coming up, I know his mariachi festival isn't until August, but I'll definitely be attending that. But the one that's coming up is going to be the NHPO one, because I don't think they've had one this month. So
yeah, for sure. I know you're really involved in that, and so I always see the events that you go to, and you bring the candy out too, right? Sometimes you bring candy.
If they really ask me to, I try not to, because it's a lot. Like if I'm gonna set up a table with like 5 candies, it doesn't look right to me. I mean, I need a like.
You would have put the
I
whole
want it
spread.
to look like my store,
the
right?
whole spread,
and
right?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot to carry around.
We get Abby asked another question here. Let's see. Shout out to any influencers that you want to come by the store. Anybody that, I guess, famous people or people that are.
I think I know what you're saying. If there are any influencers out there that would like to do a segment on the store, come on down.
Yeah.
We can talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. I know you've had Houston Foodist.
Yeah, Daniela.
She came
Daniela,
out.
yeah, she did. Sylvia from Instabites. Her and I had actually been working together for a while. I always tell her, I was like, man, she does great work. So she was handling my page for a little while.
Oh, awesome.
And some of the best posts and reels and stuff that I have been because of her.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
If you guys ever need a really good person to deal with y'all's social media, hit her up. Like, she's good. Also, Dora Vera. She's currently doing something. Her and I are still working together. We're gonna do a segment of things. I had Christina from Houston's Got Spice.
Okay.
She came out and she was the last one that did something.
Yeah, and he's also been on the Texas Chronicles.
That was a while back.
That was a while back. That was
Chronicles.
one of the first ones I remember. And have you been on Telemundo? Were you on that?
I was on Univision for a
Okay.
different segment based on like the economy and.
Oh, okay, small businesses and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Well, Manny, you have been on here for a while with us, and we really appreciate it. Yeah, we really appreciate it. If y'all have any more questions, send us a DM and we can get them to him, or send me a DM, him a DM, whatever. But we are really thankful for being able to have you on, to be a guest. We are excited to share more as the week goes on. And again, thank y'all so much for the love and support. We are going to talk a little bit about some advocacy work that I'm doing in the community and things that I want to share. So we're going to cut back to me, and we're going to share all the things, but say bye and thank y'all so much. So we'll be back soon. Thank you.
Bye.
So just so y'all know, we have about 2 or 3 really important events that we want to share regarding advocacy, and that is, let me get my notes here, y'all. One of the big things that's going on right now is Brain Builders, which is a woman organization that helps moms, new moms, connect with other moms regarding getting a community of women together to help support for mental health, for guidance, all that information as well. So we are super excited about sharing that information. And if you are interested in registering, please do so. And you can connect with them on Brain Builders on IG. Another awesome thing that is going on right now in the community is Maker to Market free workshop, which is going to be hosted by WHI, which is going to be organized by our wonderful Faith Cisneros, which is the owner of Shop Local Market, and we are really excited about this because she's going to tell you all the things on how to go from a maker to doing markets to doing pop-ups, all the things that you need to know. She's been doing this before markets were a trend, were a thing, and now she is doing it, this free workshop connection with the West Institute of Houston. So that's going to be really cool. So scan that QR code so you can get that information as well. Another awesome event that's coming up is the Frida Festival, and they are going to be they're going to be sharing actually quite a bit of information with us over the next couple of weeks. So the Frida Festival is actually not until April, and in April there will be and this is the 18th annual. So on April 8th they'll start with the I can't even talk. Viva Frida Art Fest, and that will be starting on April 8th, and then they'll go into the festival, which will be on the 29th, and then there will also be a fashion show as well. So for all that information, definitely check out the QR code. Hi, Mom. She's over here, like, in the camera, so I don't know what she's doing. So she's over here helping me out. I appreciate it. But yeah, so Frida Festival is going to be going on the 18th annual. So again, thank y'all so much for that as well. Other than that, though, we just are really grateful for everything that y'all are doing for our community. We really appreciate all the love and support as always. And let's vamonos. Bye.